$80 and $90 Switch 2 games are not overpriced. They're actually extremely cheap. Let me explain why. I recently posted a video asking, are video game prices too expensive? And in that video, I mentioned Nintendo specifically. Their games for the 64 were like $59.99 back in the 90s, right? I did some research on the World Wide Web and I looked up old Toys R Us ads from the 90s. And what I found out was absolutely insane. Welcome to everyone who has found this video. My name is Lance, and we're going to be talking about something a little controversial today, which is the price that Nintendo is charging for Switch 2 games. I did a lot of thinking and started doing some research as to why I think that $80 and $90 Switch 2 games are actually pretty inexpensive, that we're almost getting a bargain. This is just my opinion and my take, but I think that you'll find it very interesting. Let's get into the video. I'm looking at one of their ads right now, and I'm going to post it on the screen here so you can look along with me. So the Super Nintendo in 1996, they had games advertised in their paper for $59.99. Not just one game, but several Super NES games for $59.99. Donkey Kong Country 3 was $59.99. Do you know how much a game that would have been $59.99 back in 1996 would be today? $122.27. Ultimate MK3, get this. I could not believe this. $69.99. Back in 1996, they were already charging $70 for games all the way back then. And that is just nuts. You wanted to play Ultimate MK3 back in the day? You're paying $142, baby. Unreal. And the price of the console, a Super Nintendo console back in 1996, was only $129.99. Today in 2025, $264.95. So 2 games would get you to the price of the actual console. So I found another ad from Toys R Us from 1997. And this is what I was thinking of, right? Super Mario 64. They were charging $59.99 for that game, right? So what would it cost to play Mario 64 today if we bought it in 1997 at $59.99? Well, it'd be $119.53 today. Wave Race 64. This is in 1997. Toys R Us, $64.99. And if we bought that Wave Race for $65 back then, it'd be $129.49 today. But it gets better. It must be Star Wars. I don't know if that's Star Wars Battlefront or Rogue Squadron. It was one of the Star Wars games on the 64. That was $69.99, so $70. A $70 Nintendo 64 game in 1997 would be $139 today. But here's what absolutely blew me away. Not one, not two, 3 games for the Nintendo 64 in the Toys R Us ad from 1997. $74.99. It's unreal. It's Doom 64, Turok, and Gretzky 3D Hockey. $75 games back in 1997. Nintendo has been charging these high prices for a long time. This is nothing new. If you bought Doom or Turok back in 1997 for $74.99, that'd be $149.42 today. Almost $150 to buy one Nintendo 64 game. That is absolutely insane to think about. The price of the N64 console back then in 1997, $149.99. Today that would be $298. So you could buy Doom and Turok and it would be $150. It'd be the same price of the console to buy 2 games. If you were to buy an N64 and one of those $75 games back in 1997, it would cost you $448 in 2025, which is almost exactly the price of a new Nintendo Switch 2. Without a game, of course, but the cost of the games back then was so much more. With inflation, the cost of games, $149 to buy Doom 64. Part of me thinks that we're not overpaying for games now. We're actually underpaying. The game prices haven't gone up hardly at all when you compare them to the prices that we were already paying back in the mid-90s. It just absolutely blows me away. Nintendo games rarely, from my experience, go on sale, maybe a couple times per year, if that. Otherwise, they all hold that value. And so what I think is important going into this new Nintendo generation of console, if you are going to get one of these consoles, and I'm still on the fence, I'm really thinking about if I want to get one or not, but I definitely will get physical copies of the games if I do, even if they're $10 more. Buying physical media means that you can sell it down the road, you can give it to a friend, you can trade for a different game. There's so many options to recover some of that investment, whereas if you're just buying a digital copy of the game, it's just disappearing, right? You might own it, or you don't know if you really own it. They could shut the servers down. They could say that this game is no longer playable. And to an extent, I mean, they can do that with the physical copy too. And people were saying that the physical copies, it's really just signature saying, hey, I've purchased this, now just download it for me. So it's not like the game is really even on the cartridge anyway. But I still think that it's important to buy physical. Digital purchases, there's instances where they make sense. And in the case of the Switch 2 games, I think that buying physical media, as much as they want to push digital, or digital might be a little bit cheaper, I think it's still important to buy physical. This is just my opinion on the games, that I don't think that the price that they're asking is too much. Whether or not we're going to pay that, I don't know, but I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Is $80 and $90 too much to pay? Does the cost of the games in the 90s surprise you? The games really should be more expensive if they were keeping up with inflation, but the price has stayed pretty low this entire time. So I think that there's an argument to be made that $80 and $90 for a Nintendo game is really not that bad. A quick update, I think that we're now on, so I started this digital detox on the 1st, so whatever day in April that you're watching this, if you're watching this in April, however many days from the 1st is what day I'm on of a social media digital detox. No social media. I'm sticking to it. I'm doing it, and it feels great. I've reclaimed so much time in my day. I love it. Recommend it. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments that everybody is leaving, and I'm doing my best to respond to everybody that leaves a comment. So if you like this video, make sure to leave a like. If you enjoy my content, consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.